What's going on, Vikings fans? It is Skol side back again with another Minnesota Vikings video. And in today's video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be figuring out who really is Kirk Cousins. And honestly, I think my answer will shock a lot of you guys. Let's get right into it. Alright, so obviously I'm a Vikings fan, as you can see by everything going on in the background, but I'm going to try to keep this as unbiased as possible. Now, when I was going into breaking out who really is Kirk Cousins, I was looking at numbers and everything, but in this video I'm just going to use my eye test. And I went back and watched a lot of the games last year. I watched his lowlights, I watched his October games, and then I watched the San Fran game, and then I watched the Green Bay Monday night game, and then also the Green Bay game from week 2. And as I was really watching those videos, in some games it felt like I was watching two different quarterbacks. You know, I think the thing is with Kirk, and people fail to realize this, is that when he gets his time and when he gets in a really good position to make a play, he makes that play. I mean, he'll make that play 99% of the time. If he gets the line protection he needs and the receiver hits the route and is there right away, he'll hit that throw every single time. Just drill him, drill him, drill him, drill him. Now, that doesn't mean I think he's a top 5 quarterback and I'm giving him all this praise. I think Vikings fans, if you think Kirk Cousins is top 5, top 7, if you think he's on the level of Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, and all them, you're wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. But also, if you think he's on the level of Josh Allen and all them, you're wrong also. So anyways, I wanted to find that happy medium, and I really wanted to find out, can you go win with a guy like Kirk? And honestly, I think the Vikings can. I think a lot of teams can win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. I don't think you need to have every single thing perfect. For example, if Kirk Cousins goes to the Bears this year, the Bears are a phenomenal team. I mean, they are really making strides. But if you give the Vikings Nick Foles or Trubisky, the Vikings aren't going to go anywhere, if that makes sense. Cousins will put the Vikings over the top, I guess. But then again, if let's just say Mahomes comes to the Vikings, I mean, we're not going to lose that many games. I mean, if any, at that. So, I mean, Kirk, I feel like he's a happy medium. I feel like you can put him, honestly, through the 8th best quarterback to the 12th best quarterback. I feel like he's very similar to Dak, very similar to Stafford, kind of guys like that if you have weapons, if you have a good O-line, if you have all these things around him, he will produce and he will win you games. And there's no real debating that because we kind of saw it last year. Now, I'm just going to talk about my eye test on the field. You know, from what I've seen from Kirk, he throws obviously one of the most beautiful deep balls I've seen in the league in a while. He really, if it's off play action or even if it's just dropping back. I know a lot of people they only see Kirk as a play action type of passer, but there was a couple plays last year when even where there's no play action, he got the snap, 5-yard back, he threw a ball. It was beautiful. I mean, he doesn't always need play action, and that's his positive is the deep ball. And then he also is great at checkdowns from what I saw last year. He really, now, when I say he's great at checkdowns, that's also why this is kind of a negative for him. He checkdowns almost a little too much. And because when he's not playing with the confidence, and he does this on primetime games, and I feel like this is another reason why he does struggle on primetime games. Sometimes he doesn't want to make that mistake. Sometimes he doesn't want to take that risk and throw that interception where it'd be oh, everything, it's his fault. He threw a pick, game's over, it's his fault, everybody's going to be blaming him. And honestly, I don't think that will really be a problem in this next year. I think Kirk Cousins, ever since that Saints game, he really overcame the nerves he was playing with. And I think Kirk will actually, if he overcomes that and he puts that aside, you'll see him take more chances downfield like he was in October. Because in October, we all saw he was playing with nothing to lose. He was playing with nothing to lose. Because after that Bears game in week 4, everybody was on him. He had no supporters. It was just him. Even the locker room was turning on him. What'd he do? Come out, balled out the next 4 games. And honestly, I think that needs to be his mentality. It's just everybody's against me, and I think he will have that. But, however, when I'm trying to find out who really is Kirk Cousins, he throws a great deep ball. Huge positive. His intermediate ball, I want to say 10 to 20 yards, from what I saw, it's okay. Normally those types of throws, in the NFL, come from scrambling, which Kirk obviously is not that good at doing at all, really. So, he's not that good at that. Checkdowns, he puts those on the money really easily. Set plays, he does a really good job for that. If it's a set play, look, screen game, he's really good in the screen game. I know it's as a quarterback. You're like, how is a quarterback good at screens? You just dump it off. I mean, there's a ton that goes into that. I mean, you got to look off linebackers, look off D linemen. You got to really sell it. He's very good at selling the screens. However, the negatives with Kirk, I mean, honestly, Kirk's probably top 3 deep balls in the league. He's really up there. But then it's the negatives. He checks down way too much. I think he needs to start asserting himself and being like, yeah, I'm Kirk Cousins. I can make these throws all the time. I'm going to start putting this ball on the money. And also just the mobility. I mean, that's the thing that really drives me mad with Kirk, is because he is so good at throwing the football. Like, he throws a beautiful ball. But when it comes to make a play and just playing like backyard football, like it'll be you with your friends, he doesn't do it. He just doesn't. He refuses to. And that's his negative. And that's the biggest negative I will ever find for Kirk Cousins. It's not the primetime BS that the media will tell you. It is that he will not just assert himself and be a playmaker like you see like these guys like Mahomes, Wilson, and Watson. I'm not saying he's got to be like guys like that, like freak athletes, like make a wiggle, but like you see like guys like Big Ben, like Brady, like step up in the pocket, like make a play. Like you see the plays breaking down, he just folds and he like hides himself. Like that's the bad Kirk. And that's what I saw in the games I went back and watched. Is like when the play broke down right away and the defense, like a good defense they were making plays, he made a bad play. However, when the defense was just sitting back and lack coverage, I guess I want to say, like just a simple cover 3 or something like that, he beat that over the top. Because when he asserts himself, he plays great. But when the defense asserts them, and then he just kind of like hides, he gets small and he feels small and he looks small on the field, way smaller than he is. I'm sure we can all agree with that. Now, I probably watched more Kirk Cousins tape over the last 2 days than anybody should, but you know, when I'm looking at Kirk Cousins, he has a ton of positives. He has a ton of negatives. And I think he's probably the most controversial quarterback to talk about in the NFL. You know, you can't really figure him out because some games, I mean, I swear to God, like, some games I'm watching his tape, I'm like, he might be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He might be top 5. But then also, I'm watching, like, some other tape, and I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, dude, we really gave this dude all this money. You know, huge swing with him. It's just got to be more consistent. And if he gets more consistent, he will have a phenomenal year, and we will win a lot of games. A lot of pressure on him this year. I expect him to actually play well, though. I think he just takes another step forward in this upcoming year. Anyways, guys, I think he's probably like the 9th best quarterback in the league. I do think he cracks the top 10, but you're nuts if you think he's better than Rodgers or anything. Even as a Vikings fan, you are nuts if you think he's better than Rodgers. Anyways, that's the video, guys. I think Kirk, he's a good quarterback. He's not great, but he's not bad. And we'll see if he takes another step forward and if he cracks that top 6 quarterback, top 5 quarterbacks, maybe makes an MVP run. You never know. Everybody develops differently. Maybe he's a late developer. Anyways, guys, that's what I think about Kirk Cousins. I do think the Kirk we have right now can win us a Super Bowl. If he gets hot for 3 games in playoffs, defense carries their own with Dalvin, with the receivers, we can win a Super Bowl with Kirk. However, we are going to need those things to carry him a little bit, and he will pull his own. That's my opinion on Kirk Cousins. Let me know if you guys agree. I love Kirk. I will root for him all the time, but we just need to be real about him. 9th best quarterback in the league. That's what I got him slated as. Anyways, guys, please sub to the channel for more Minnesota Vikings related videos. Be diving into NFC North a little more in this upcoming week. Thank you guys so much. Like the video and comment down below. See you guys later. Bye.